Hi Ivanka, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me for the discussion today.
Yeah. Okay. I'll introduce myself and then you can introduce yourself.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Ivanka. I'm a high school junior who's really interested in methane and climate and sustainability. And that's why I started this YouTube channel called Methane Matters, where I educate people all about methane emissions and mitigation. And this is my second video in the series where I interview people who are doing important work in the methane space. And today I have my dad.
Thanks Ivanka for inviting me. I'm so glad and so proud of the work you're doing in this space, and I'm so glad to be talking to you today. So, about my introduction, my name is Ashish Sonkusare. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called as eVerse.AI. We are basically a technology and climate company focused on livestock and dairy space. Most of the work the company has been doing is in India right now, even though I'm based in the US. But all my entire team is based in India, and we have very exciting work happening in a lot of spaces in India, specifically about improving productivity of animals. When I say animals, it's mostly cows and buffaloes. We also have solutions for taking care of problems of dairy farmers in terms of helping them improve the milk yield, the productivity, the income, the profit, and all that stuff. Plus, we also want farmers to do this in a very, very sustainable and green way. So we also have solutions to reduce methane emissions from dairy animals. As you know, dairy animals are responsible for more than 40% of overall methane emissions. So we're also doing a lot of work in that space.
Wow, that's really exciting. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some questions.
I
Um,
hope you're going to ask me some easy questions.
so the first question is, what's your background and how did you get interested in the methane space?
So I'm definitely not from veterinary, dairy, or animal science background. I'm a computer science engineer from IIT Bombay. I did my engineering long time back, and then I worked with several technology companies, mostly in the US and in other parts of the world. My last job was with the artificial intelligence and machine learning group at Amazon AWS. While I was working with them, I started this company, eVerse.AI. And since we developed solutions based on all powered by technology, my background has helped me a lot in making sure that we have the right solutions with the right impact on the ground. But along the way, since we are completely focused on livestock and dairy, along the way, I have picked up a lot of knowledge, learned a lot of stuff, mostly because of my interactions with farmers on the ground, because of some people I'm constantly talking with. So it has been a very steep learning curve for me. But as I mentioned, I do not belong to this space, but I'm learning very fast.
That's interesting. So what was the first thing that got you started in methane specifically?
So we started the company in 2022, and for the first 2 years, we completely focused on helping on the productivity side. So I look at eVerse.AI as a sustainability company, and the way I look at sustainability is not just about environment or making things sustainable. It's also about the economic sustainability for the farmers. Because if you talk to farmers in India who are not really very well off, they always say that we talk about sustainability and climate only after our stomach is full. So what that means is you definitely have to help them from the economic side first to help them improve the milk yield, making them helping them make some good money. So for the first 2 years, we constantly focused on that. We still have solutions to improve the fertility of the animal. One of our solutions is called as the Apple Watch for cows, which is like which is like a collar device, which is put around the neck of the cow, and that helps us or the farmers to accurately detect any issues with the sickness of the cow in advance. We also detect the heat cycle, which is very important for accurate artificial insemination, which is a process to make the cows pregnant. And as a farmer, a dairy owner, you can imagine they're very interested to the fertility side because they want to have more and more cows. and the cows give milk only when they become pregnant and deliver a baby, right? So it's very important for us to make sure that we reduce the entire calving period and make the cows pregnant as frequently as we can, to help farmers on the economic side of the equation, right? So we did that for first 2 years. And what I also want to mention is, since we're working mostly in India, Indian dairy situation is very, very different than the advanced countries like US and Europe. In India, we have something called a smallholder dairy farmer, where a typical farmer would have 4 to 5 acres of land, 2 or 3 cows, maybe 1 or 2 buffaloes, plus couple of goat and sheep, right? So for them, I think they are doing this for livelihood. So it's very important that they make money. For that, we have to help them with a lot of solutions. And most of the solutions which we have are very, very appropriate and very impactful for exactly what they need. So it is a very logical path for us to extend from providing solutions on the productivity now on the economic side of the equation, right? So as I mentioned, and as you know, you're doing a lot of stuff in methane yourself. Livestock and dairy is responsible for around 40% of methane emissions. So that's an opportunity for us to reduce global warming. And I think, as you all know, methane basically is 86 times more potent than CO2 over a 20-year time frame. So I think it's a great opportunity for all of us who are really passionate about climate change to mitigate methane. So we have some solutions which I'm going to talk about. Plus, we also have a very exciting project which we signed up with one of the largest states in India. But to answer your question, yeah, that's how it was very natural for us to focus on methane as well. And we are doing that very, very specifically just for the dairy and livestock sector. We are not doing it for agriculture or oil and gas or rice cultivation and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So you talked a little bit about the projects you were doing. Can you tell me some more about them?
Yes, absolutely. So with respect to methane, we entered this space almost like a year back. We started with the development of MRV platform. MRV stands for measurement, reporting, and verification. So basically, what we also do that when we do some of this methane reduction projects, we want them to be self-sustainable. And one of the ways to do that is through the generation of carbon credits. I'm not sure how much you know about carbon credits and stuff like that, because most of these projects involve some kind of interventions and effort, which is expensive, which has some cost and effort associated with it. And if you register your project with carbon registry companies like Vera or Gold Standard or Climate Action Reserve, you can actually generate some income from these interventions, which we can then give it back to farmers as an additional income for them, and also help the program make more sustainable on long-term basis. And a lot of these programs could be like for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and stuff like that. So one such similar project we signed up with Maharashtra. So Maharashtra is a state in India. So just to give some background and context, India is the largest producer of milk. So globally, there are like 1.2, 1.3 billion dairy animals in the world globally, right? Out of which one third are in India. So India has the largest population of dairy animals in the world, which is close to 350 million cows and buffaloes. That's a lot of animals, right? So, and Maharashtra has almost, I think, 7 or 8% of overall dairy animals, around 20 million dairy cows and buffaloes, out of which 1.4 million are cows, zero point 0.6 million are buffaloes. So, which is a lot of animals. So, we have signed up with the government of the state to do a 20-year project where we have a potential to reduce 30% methane emissions every year for next 20 years. So
Wow.
we signed up with as an MOU with the state government last year, and then we have partnerships with Cornell University. Plus, we're also talking to some of the global funding agencies and foundations to be partnering with us for the project. So we're very excited about it.
Yeah, that's exciting. Can you tell me about a specific project that you're doing right now?
Yes. So in this project, we are going to use two interventions. The first intervention is called as you know, right, already, there are two ways through which the methane is emitted from dairy animals. One of them is enteric fermentation, which is almost like 90% of the methane emitted from the animal. Around 5 to 10% is from manure. which in India is also called as cow dung, right? So our focus is not so much on the manure part of it. We are more primarily interested in enteric fermentation, which happens through the rumen of the cow, and then the methane is emitted from the nose and mouth of the cow. You know that better than me. So we, as part of this project, we're also bringing in a lot of innovations. So in terms of interventions, we have two very promising interventions. The first one is called as RBP, which stands for Ration Balanced Program. The second one is through a feed additive, which is called as Haridhara. So the way we differentiate this project with a lot of projects which are happening around the world, is because most of the other projects are purely focused on methane reduction aspect of it. But in our project, since productivity and economic side of the equation is so important for us, we also making sure that the interventions we are using for the project are not just helping for methane reduction, but also helping us to improve the productivity of the animals. So the first intervention, which is RBP, the whole concept is all about the balanced nutrition, right? The green matter, the dry matter, the concentrates, the oils, the fats, the protein content, and all that stuff in the right amount and in the most cost optimized fashion is able to improve the productivity of the animal by around 12 to 15%. Plus, it also has a potential to reduce methane by around 10% to 12%. And then the second intervention, which is the Haridhara feed additive, which is based on tamarind based seed. So it's basically made from the seed of the tamarind. It's a powder, right, which is then mixed into concentrates and then given to the animal as a supplement or as an additive. That has a potential to reduce methane by around 20%. And it also improves the milk production by around 7 to 10%. So together, these two interventions, though they go hand in hand, they give us the best outcome, not just for methane reduction, but also for the milk, the improvement in the milk yield. So this is the project which we are doing with the state of Maharashtra, which is our like flagship project. Other than that, we're also signed up with a couple of dairy cooperatives in India. Plus, we are also doing a lot of projects with other. We have also started some discussions which are still at initial level with other state governments in India. So you will see us like taking a leadership position in India in this space. And so far, the project which we have signed up with the state of Maharashtra is the largest methane reduction project in the world. So we have got a lot of attention, a lot of visibility. In fact, next week, we have a summit at UC Davis, which is called as State of the Science Summit, which is purely on methane's impact on climate change and some strategies and some innovations around reduction of methane from livestock and a couple of other industries. Our project got selected to be presented at the event. So our project director, who is the CEO of Maharashtra Livestock Methane Board, Maharashtra Livestock Board, is coming to the US to present the project. I'm going to be there as well, along with him, talking in detail about the project. So I think so. It's very, very exciting time for us and everyone else and all of the companies who are doing some exciting work in this space.
Yeah, that is really exciting that you're doing such big projects. So you have a background in AI. So how are you incorporating AI into your work?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question. As you see, right, AI is almost like embedded in every aspect of our day-to-day life. So definitely also on the business side, all the products which we have developed, they're all having some or the other part of AI embedded into them, right? For example, I talked about the product which we have, the flagship product which we launched is basically a collar device for detection of heat and health of the cows. The whole concept is purely on AI. What we do in that product, we collect a lot of data, streaming data 24 by 7 from the cows, essentially the physical activity, rumination, grazing, feeding, resting, standing pattern, mounting patterns. And then when we transmit this data into the cloud, where we have AI models and algorithms, which basically analyze this data and make some predictions around heat and health. Similarly, we have products around the biometric identification of cows based on muzzle, which is a very purely a computer vision or a deep learning kind of solution. So every single product, whether it's on the productivity side, even on the methane side, we need to make a lot of modeling, a lot of estimations, a lot of quantifications. Plus, we also have launched our own methane measurement devices, which are affordable, portable, very, very appropriate for the kind of projects we're doing. They all have components. They're all powered by AI. So any product you take in our company, we are using AI to the fullest extent possible. That's why if you look at the name of a company, it's eVerse.AI, and AI is there in the name because every single thing we do is all powered by AI. And that's what is, I think, if you look around, you'll see most of the technology companies, whether it's in agri, climate, or livestock space, a lot of solutions are getting powered by AI because you see AI all around us right now. Right? So it's very interesting time we are in.
Yeah, that is interesting. Then my last question for you is, what advice do you have for high schoolers or young people like me who want to make an impact in sustainability?
That's a great question. Let me think. I did my high school almost like 30 years back, I think, and I did that in India. In our days, I think high school life was very different than what you guys are going through it right now. But I think I would seriously say that if someone is interested in this space, whether it is intersection of animal science, climate science, environmental science, and stuff like that, I think it's very important to get a lot of awareness about global warming, climate change, greenhouse gases, the sources, the impact, the mitigation strategies. I'm sure there's so many sources available on YouTube, a lot of other sources like chat gpt, right? You have meta AI, again, source, very good source, which is freely available for all the kids. I would definitely recommend everyone or a lot of kids who are interested in this space to do some basic, I think, learning through watching a lot of videos and going through some of the research papers. Plus, there is a lot of research happening at all levels in this space because this is the most promising and the most important topic nowadays, specifically around climate and all the greenhouse gases and stuff like that. So I would say, I think self-learning is very important. Your ability to, I think, get deeper into each and every topic through the use of some of these tools I just talked about. Plus, if you have some ability to connect with some professors in some universities, I'm sure a lot of these professors might even stay or live in your neighborhood. Or if you use LinkedIn, I think you can get in touch with some of the professors in universities like University of Minnesota. If that's a local institute for you, right? Get in touch, find out all the research happening in that space, right? And see if you have some projects, maybe in a part-time or full-time mode on some kind of internship, so for you to maybe get your hands dirty. To me, I think learning is the only way which might help you develop some interest, some passion. And the way I've seen is the more you learn, the more interesting it becomes for you, the more passionate you become. And then that will keep you going, right? And I highly encourage a lot of kids. I see a lot of kids are like running behind computer science or AI, but I think it's good to know the technology. But I think, to me, the way I look at it, I think the application part of technology is a lot more interesting and important as well. And the way I look at it, I think a serious topic like climate change, which is all about a lot of science, a lot of calculations, a lot of modeling estimations, you have great application of computer science, AI. But I think for someone to have the domain knowledge of animal science, climate science, environmental science is equally important, right? So I will highly recommend the high school kids who are interested in space to do a lot of learning, a lot of research, get interested, start contacting with experts, with professors, with researchers, and get your hands dirty and get more and more interested. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I
Yeah,
can.
that's good
More.
advice. I
Okay.
was definitely really excited to do my research projects at universities, and it was really fun as well. Yeah, that's all the questions I have.
Okay.
So that's the end. Thanks for letting me interview you. It was really fun to get to know about your work that I didn't know before.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I know you're doing a lot of great work as part of your initiative at MethaneMatters. I'm very excited, very proud of you. I'm so happy that we both have similar interest, which makes this whole thing a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
again, thank you for inviting me. It was fun discussion with you. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.